I simply call it Journey to a Mentor, because a mentor is the ancient Kemetic word that represents the highest level of consciousness. Now, when you read the ancient Egyptian, when you read books that are written by Egyptologists from Europe, they're going to tell you that a mentor means like heaven. But when you really analyze through your study of the ancient Kemetic texts, a mentor represents the highest level of consciousness. And so it is through your meditative practice that you expand your consciousness. It is through your meditative practice that you learn the capacity of your mind. You learn the strength and the power of your mind, of your thought. And you learn the skills that allow you to project your thoughts into the universe and to create your own reality. Now, the way that modern practices are conducted, meditation is taught separately from yoga. So we're told that you have yoga and then you have meditation. We're taught that you have movements and postures, and then you have breathing exercises, and then you have meditation. So you have this dichotomy, this breaking up of these internal practices. The way that our ancestors conducted these practices was as a unity. So when we practice Kemetic Yoga, we are engaging in meditation, movement, and breathing simultaneously. So when we start to practice our yoga in this manner, we are actually amplifying the life force. We're actually amplifying the power or the voltage. Like, say, if you looked at the mind as being powered by electricity, and we're elevating the amount of electricity, the level of power that the mind is able to generate. And as we create this power within ourselves through our practice of movement and breathing and focus and concentration, then when we project our thought, when we have this thought of what it is that we're trying to create, and we create the image, that image that we create is like putting a seed deep into the earth, and that seed begins to grow into a great oak tree, for example. So we are creating a stronger force than if we were to have the same thought without doing the practices. And so meditation should be done in a certain way. There are many different types of meditation. And many people say, well, to each his own. Meditation, whatever meditation you choose, whatever path you choose is good, so on and so forth. But what I believe is that there are something called best practices. Mm-hmm. There are certain meditative practices which are superior. When I say superior, what I'm saying is that they're more effective on many different levels, on a health level, on a stress management level, and also on a creative visualization level. And so our system called Journey to a Mentor is based upon the idea of, number one, engaging in a breathing practice called Rule of Four breathing. That means that when we breathe, we are becoming very conscious. We're becoming very mindful. I go into prisons in Chicago, into the jail, and I teach men who are locked up, incarcerated in the jail, mindful meditation. So the meditation technique, part of the meditation technique is mindful breathing. So mindful breathing means that you are very aware of every step of the way in your breathing process. So basically we divide the breath into four parts. inhalation is part 1. After you inhale, part 2 is to simply pause. So once I breathe in, I hold the breath in for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And then I slowly exhale the breath out. And as I exhale, that's part 3. After I exhale all the air out of my body, then I pause before I take in my next inhalation. So I'm very conscious of every step along the way. Along with that rule of 4 breathing, I am trying to move energy and life force up the middle channel of my spine. So now we get into understanding spiritual anatomy. Okay? So we have an energy channel. We have an energy line, a channel of energy that corresponds with the spinal column. And so we're moving that energy up the spine when we breathe in with that first breath, moving the energy to the crown of the head and then all the way over into the third eye, between the eyebrows, the Heru chakra. So all of this occurs when we breathe in, whether we're doing sitting meditation, being still, or whether we're doing movements and postures. So that happens on the inhalation. On the exhalation, we are consciously moving the energy through the arms into the hands and down the legs and into the feet. So every time I exhale, I want to feel that energy move through the arms into the hands, causing my hands to become warm, causing my fingers to tingle. Every time I exhale, I'm going to feel that energy move down the legs and into the feet. And so when I breathe in that manner and I'm conscious of the movement of energy, then I have an understanding that I can use that same energy that I'm generating and circulating. I can move that same energy as a healing force. So if I know that I have a condition in my body that needs to be healed, I can then focus on that area of my body and I can visualize the life force and energy that is contained in the air coming into my body and then being directed by my mind into that particular area where my illness is or where the ailment is. So say if it's a woman who has fibroids, then she can visualize the area where the fibroid is and she can direct the life force to that area, and she can visualize the life force entering into that area and dissolving those fibroids away. And she can visualize when she exhales, she can visualize that negative energy leaving from her body. Okay? So once we begin to be able to say that I'm able to heal myself through using my breath, through using my meditation, then I'm able to help to visualize myself in my ultimate condition, which is being healthy, successful, prosperous, what's called Ankh Uja Seneb, life, health, and prosperity. So I want to visualize myself, send this image of myself in this state of health, this state of life, this state of prosperity. I want to visualize myself in that state and project that thought into the universe. And because I have practiced my movements and postures, because I have practiced my breathing, and because I have cleared my mind and my spirit through the consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh waters and juices and herbs, and my system is clear, my spirit body is clear, then I'm able to create my own reality at a higher, more effective level than if I had not done those particular practices. Okay? So that's where the self-control and discipline comes in at. That if I want to elevate myself, take myself to the higher level, I'm going to eat properly. I'm going to discipline myself to get up every morning to do movements and postures, to do my meditation, to do my breathing. And if I do these things consistently, the more consistent I am, the more better my life outcomes are going to be. So if I want to create prosperity, I create prosperity through my practices that help me to create my own visualization and my own image of myself in that state of success. Life and prosperity, life, health, and prosperity, Ankh Uja Sanel.